Y'all, Chris with Rockin Farm here, and I think today is almost kind of a thought of the day type video. Have y'all ever had one of those days? I think I've told everybody before that my wife and I both have off-farm income jobs. We both have these full-time jobs that we have to work because that's just the position that we're in right now. We're not in a place where we can afford to just live off of what the farm provides, because the farm isn't providing that much yet. And we're working on getting there, but it's going to take several years. This farm is really kind of our retirement plan. We got started pretty late in life with getting our educations and getting jobs that had the type of plans that allow you to retire outside of just collecting a Social Security check. So we don't have a whole lot saved up. So we're in that boat that a lot of people are, where if we're just working regular jobs, we're probably going to have to work until we're in our 70s. So this farm is one of those, when we get it to a place where it can be a you-pick fruit operation and people want to come spend the day here with their families, then that'll be what we do for our wonder years, basically. And if it happens sooner, then that's amazing. And we're hoping that it does happen sooner, but we don't know that that's going to happen. So we look at our farm, we look at our homestead as a retirement plan. It's what we want to do when we get to most people's retirement age. We will still work very hard, but we'll work very hard doing what we love and what we want to do. So let's try and make this long story a little bit shorter. I get up this morning and it is just one of those days. I come outside, the car won't start. It looks like the dome light got left on. I don't know if I left it on. I don't know if the kids left it on. So I can't take my frustration out on anybody, because I might just have to take it out on myself. It could have been me. So car won't start. Grab my wife's keys, pull her car around, get it in front. I'm trying to get the battery cables hooked up, but it's really, really dark. I hook up the battery cables backwards. Panic, because I know how horrible this can be for engines. I'm praying that, like a lot of new cars, there's safeguards in place. Get the cables on correctly. Go to start my car. It is dead. Like, I have to let it charge for a while. Finally get the car started. Check my wife's car to make sure there's nothing wrong with it, and it looks like I can't find anything wrong with it. Radio works, windows work, engine works, it drives, forward, reverse, all that good stuff. Whew, made it through that. Jump in my car, whip around my wife's car, start heading up the drive, and realize that I've got about 9 miles until I'm empty, and the closest gas station isn't even 9 miles away. Drive back to the house, get the gas can, put a bunch of gas into the gas can or into the car, jump back in, and I can see, okay, now I've got enough gas to make it to work. Cool, let's head to work. Start heading up the driveway, and I'm like, oh man, I need to unwind. Let me turn on some music. Can't turn on music. Radio doesn't work. Fuse is blown. That's the safeguard on my car when you are a dummy and hook up the battery cables backwards. So I have to drive to work frustrated, upset, angry, and in complete silence with nothing but my thoughts. Get about a third of the way to the work, and my little GPS lets me know that there's a major accident and that I'm going to be like 45 minutes late if I stay on this route, but that I can save 26 minutes if I go to another route. So take a whole roundabout way to get to work to avoid this accident, roll in, and because I'm the type that likes to be early to places, I actually pretty much roll in on time. We're talking just a couple of minutes late, one of those like, I'll stay 2 minutes late to make up for the 2 minutes I got here late this morning thing. But good night, what a morning. And it was one of those mornings that just affected my entire day. I didn't want to be grumpy, and I wasn't necessarily grumpy like with other people. It was just one of those what else can go wrong today days. And why do I mention all this about me having a horrible day? Because I know y'all have had horrible days, and I know in the grand scheme of life, my day wasn't that bad. There's people that got horrible news today. There are people out there that lost loved ones today. I know in the grand scheme of everything, my, crap morning doesn't affect the temperature of the water in anyone else's swimming pools, and that ultimately no harm resulted to me because of it either. Everything worked out. I got the fuse changed out. My radio's working. I got gas in the car. I didn't get to work, an hour and a half late. It really doesn't matter. But it was just heavy on me all day long. And then I roll in the gate and I'm home. I'm home on my homestead. The dogs greet me at the gate just like they do every day. They don't know that I had a bad day. They don't even care that I had a bad day. They're just happy to see me. I start rolling down the driveway, and there's all my little guinea friends running up the driveway to get in my way just like they do every single day. I have to slow down to like 2 miles an hour because they think that if they just stand in front of the car that I'll get out and socialize with them, even though they don't want me to touch them. I'm starting to smile. I roll down the driveway a little bit further and I park my car, and as I get out of my car, I see Hendini and my little gray chicken that don't like to stay in their coops running over to greet me. And they stand there in front of me 2 feet away and just buck, 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 making their cute little chicken sounds. And now I've got a smile on my face. I turn around, and here comes the pig waddling down the driveway. And I've told you guys before, Fiona is a 17-year-old pot-bellied pig. She goes all over this farm, but she don't do it fast. But here comes Fiona waddling down the road to come back up to the house. There's the chickens bucking at my feet. There's the guineas making all kinds of racket. They're running for me now, actually. They can hear me talking. Here's my little guinea friends. Come on, guineas. Oh, that's horrible lighting. Sorry, y'all. Come on, guineas. But all this to say, I'm home. And I hope that y'all have a place to go to that's like that too. A place that when you have your crap day, because even if I have a crap day here on the homestead, I can go inside, sit in front of the TV for a minute, wind down, forget about it, or just move on to another project. You know, when you're out there in the world, it seems like all the pressures just keep mounting on you and all the stress just keeps mounting on you. But when you're home, it just seems like all of those pressures and those stresses melt away. I just really hope that other people have a place to go to like I do. And I hope you all have your own version of Rockin Farm and your own farm animals and your own farm chores and your loving families to help you make a day just melt away. So, thought of the day, best I can do for y'all today. This has been Chris with Rockin Farm. And I mean this sincerely, now that I'm no longer in a bad mood. Until I see you again, I want you to be happy and live healthy.